Third of the grid is car number 10, Tim Kilroy from Dallas, Texas, in the Shade Tree Racing Car Tech entry. 24th in the grid is car number 79, Mike Stevens, in the River Farm entry, Western Division champion. 25th in the grid is car number 14, Ronald Warren, Oklahoma, the West Body Shop entry. And we have cars on the course of the base lap half started. They start getting started, still about 25 cars, 8 production.
Starting this, anybody know?
Says did not queue.
No, he didn't qualify. He was listed there for 28 spot.
No. Well, what's his number? 73?
85.
Huh? No. 73.
Pace lap, folks.
Should be easy. See you, Randy? No. 69 and 72 national champ.
Okay, Ray pick this up?
Yeah.
Weaving back and forth, getting set on the pace lap. The H production cars, predominantly Austin Healey Sprites and MG Midgets. Cars extremely popular among the budget sports car crowd in the 1960s and early 70s. And on the pole, the defending national champion, Catherine "Cat" Kaiser, 32 years old, a sales representative who drove her car to the national title right here 1 year ago. On the outside pole, the 1975 national champion, James Miller, driving car number 94. Gene Clayton from Poland, Ohio that is. He's in car number 15 and he'll start third. Randy Canfield, the champion in 1969 and 72, in car number 41, is in the fourth spot. Jim Creighton in position number 5, that's car number 53. On the outside of the third row is Ray Stone. Fred Wenzel and Mike Lang share the fourth row. Charlie Guest and Leon Cooper in row number 5 among the scheduled 25 starters.
Catherine Kaiser's lucky to be in this race actually, because she only finished 8th in her division, which wouldn't normally be good enough to give her a start in this race, but she, of course, being the national champion, gets an automatic run at the race. And here we see them rushing into turn 1, 29 abreast.
At least 5 cars wide, and it is Randy Canfield, 1969 and 1972 national.
Whoa, there's a spin there.
Canfield is in front, and one car has gone around, coming out of turn number 1, and pulls away as the field heads up through the S's.
It was an Austin Healey Sprite, if that's any help.
Good guess, David Hobbs. All the 25 cars are Austin Healey Sprites, with the exception of a lone MG Midget, and that belongs to the pole-sitter Cat Kaiser.
And one other car, a Fiat 750. And there's another car off the road, 74, I believe it was.
Bob Lemke of Bridgeton, Missouri. Tight battle on the first lap of the H production race. Randy Canfield, twice national champion, dueling with outside pole sitter and one-time national champ. That's Jim Miller, the light blue car, number 94.
Cars, 1000cc motors, drafting on that big straight. Right shape for a draft. Miller takes the lead away from Canfield as they go through the dip. Canfield has a go as they come under the bridge. Not this time, Powell.
What happened to our lady friend? Field and H Production completes the first lap and heads for turn 1. And the leader, outside pole sitter Jim Miller. Randy Canfield occupies position number 2, riding third.
Riding fourth is Catherine Kaiser. See our current national champion, Catherine Kaiser, running in fourth spot, and Miller loses the lead to Canfield, and Clayton, who takes the lead there in a desperate move down the main straight, does a nice bit of drafting on the 2 leaders and pulls away into a handy-looking lead. It's Jean Clayton from Poland. Ohio. Clayton comes under the bridge wide over the hatching, but misses the rush stop.
While all these cars, with one exception, are Austin Healey Sprites and MG Midgets, the ones up front were called Bug-Eye Sprites.
And you can see why. More than once some teeth painted on there. And
I don't believe they've built that car since 1959.
it's a very, very old car. Seen a lot of use in this 8 production class over here in the States. Very rarely see these cars racing in their home country now, in fact.
Gene Clayton brought 4 wins and a 3rd place finish in his Central Division Championship drive here to Road Atlanta.
Clayton's pulled out a good old lead there.
Don't worry, Dickie, this will be a good race. You won't regret it. Oops, 22. Larry Funk of Oberlin, Ohio. Clayton out from under the bridge is strong. He's opened up a sizable margin. The 2nd place car, number 94, Jim Miller, the outside pole sitter, who is back there dueling for that spot with Cat Kaiser and Randy Canfield. Canfield at 41, moving up for a run at 2nd spot. He'll be on the inside and drops into the 3rd slot. All of that infighting for 2nd position allows Clayton to smooth away.
Gene Clayton pulling out quite a commanding lead here, which is very early in the race. All running across those bump strips. Of course, it doesn't matter quite so much for these cars. Stronger wheels, deeper section tyre. The cars we saw earlier on pulling those stunts. Canfield has a go at the middle, decides to let it go. They go through turn 7, ready to appear in 8.
Clayton was 0.3 of a second off the pole speed, but he has certainly come up with something since qualifying. Challenge for second spot, Randy Canfield to the inside and past the number 94 of James Miller.
And Catherine Kaiser having a go too. Two abreast down there as they come down the straight. Jim Clayton on his own.
4 past national championships wrapped up in that battle. 2 for Canfield, 1 for Kaiser, and 1 for Miller.
Ooh, and Kaiser and Canfield very close there.
The third and fourth place drivers obviously seeing that the leader is getting himself quite a jump on the field.
Catherine Kaiser not being the least bit ladylike there. And she's having a go at Canfield going into turn 1. And Miller's having a go at her, but she's pulled it off and she's now in a good second spot.
Very closely matched, these Austin Healey stripes in the MG midget of Kat Kaiser, while Jean Clayton, the Central Division champion of the SCCA, opens up a fairly wide margin.
Miller running a bit wide there. Kaiser leading this train of cars for second, third and fourth spots. Obviously all hoping to make up ground on Jean Clayton. That's quite a substantial lead. Clayton getting the inside line on Kat Kaiser as they come to turn 8.
Jean Clayton, the leader in this H Production Championship race, is Austin Healey, Bug Eye Sprite. Qualified third, 3/10 of a second off the pole, but he's opened up a 10-car length lead, and in this close of racing, that can be a commanding margin. The battle for second is a strong one. All former national champions. The dark-colored car at the head of that pack belongs to Randy Canfield. Kat Kaiser, Catherine, the defending champion in the white Austin Healey, or MG midget rather, and the blue car belongs to James Miller, the 1975 champ. Back to turn 1, beginning the 6th lap. Canfield taking the wide line. He is 5 seconds behind leader Jean Clayton. Clayton all alone coming up through the S's, as behind him the second, third, and fourth place cars have now struck out, trying to catch a bit of a draft and close back on the leader. Apparent smoothness in these cars, David, that we didn't see in the Formula V race.
Well, they're a heavier car, which tends to damp out the small bumps rather more than the Super Vs, which of course are very light, very small wheels, and pretty stiff springs. These are obviously fairly stiffly sprung, but that little bit of extra weight does tend to dampen them down. They look quite smooth coming up now. If you're behind the wheel, you'd find it was jumping around quite a bit.
Coming up the hill, the long back straightaway. Clayton's commanding lead is just now coming into view. Oh, there's Clayton.
Yeah.
Oh, who was that? Who was that masked man?
Canfield going on the inside of Miller as they come up to the bridge. Signs of distress in the better part of the balance. He doesn't want to leave any of those little black marks all over the road like we see there.
Here's your leader coming around to complete lap number 6. This is Jean Clayton, well out ahead of the H Production field. Randy Canfield tries to move inside, but James Miller in the blue car, number 94, holds him off to hold on to second spot, and trailing at this point in fourth spot, Catherine Kat Kaiser, the 1979 national champion.
discouraging marks on the road there where people have tried to take a shortcut back to the city. Miller using every inch of road there. Oh, and a dodgy move there. Everybody's trying to use the draft and
Boy, Jim, I sure wish this was for the lead. He could drive off the course and get lost, and they'd catch, and they'd catch him. There's the old saw about youth and experience. Gene Clayton. That's his team. Oh, no, he's going for that track. Gene Clayton, the old saw about youth and experience and evidence here at Road Atlanta. Clayton just passing out of your screen as the second place car appears. Randy Canfield, the car that Gene Clayton is driving, a twin to that of Randy Canfield's, is probably as old as he is. At 24, Clayton is the youngest driver in the field for this H production race.
Back in the field about 10 seconds, 15 seconds behind this group. There's a fair old race going on for some positions down there.
53.
Oh, it's lap.
53-24.
Who's that?
Off course is car number 12, Leon Cooper from Gadsden, Alabama. Has a little bit of excursion off into the Red Georgia Clay.
Clements, car number 70 there, the white car. Leningrad Group racing for second spot through.
Moving in on another lapped car, this being the number 18 of Jerry Booker at Peoria, Illinois. Kaiser, nice block there. She sort of left James Miller nowhere to go. The Darrell Walter tradition.
Yes.
Well, that would suit me. There was a little bit down the first turn on left hand line. The fight for second, third, and fourth in H production. That's better than A Sports Racing.
Kathy Kaiser retakes second place, and Randy Canfield takes it straight nowhere.
Car number 24. Charles Guest of Greensboro, North Carolina. Puts his Austin Healy facing right way around. And back underway. All alone.
Sure is.
Gene Clayton of Poland, Ohio, leading this trio. Cat Kaiser, the defending national champion. In close pursuit, Randy Canfield, two-time national champ. And the fourth place car, that blue number 94 of James Miller.
Canfield alongside.
H Production National Championship race. Here's your leader, Gene Clayton, flashing by. sizable margin over second and third. The white car, Kat Kaiser, jumps to the inside, trying to make up some of that 6.5 second lead, enjoyed by Jean Clayton. Canfield goes right back after her. And Randy Canfield is back in the second spot.
Randy Canfield seems to be particularly fast up there through out of 1 and into 2 and 3, that complex.
Oh, Kaiser is around Jim Miller. Hits her, goes off into the weeds. Miller's car bounces around and comes to rest off Kaiser's machine. Backwards.
Down the road.
Rolls up the road. And
Miller
it looks as if Miller got on his head.
Miller hit the bank pretty hard there.
Armco barrier separates the track. And Randy Canfield moves away in second spot. Kat Kaiser has moved her car back to the speedway.
And there's James Miller all right, because he hit that bank very hard.
Randy Canfield, the second place car, now all alone on the racetrack. Since the incident involving Kat Kaiser and James Miller. Miller is out of the race. As the corner workers have gone to his aid, Canfield has about 7 seconds to go to catch the leader, Jean Clayton. Out from under the Dotson Bridge comes the second place machine. Canfield uses up a little bit of the pit road as he comes to turn 12. Clayton goes through turn number 1. Canfield trying to close some of that distance, can put all of his concentration toward catching Jean Clayton. Now that Kat Kaiser is way back in the field, and James Miller is out of the race.
I think he just hit the thing sideways.
Oh,
His
Jean Clayton, 24 years old, youngest driver in the field, driving a machine that is certainly not more than a year or 2 younger than he is. Has just run off and left this H production field, and the 3-car battle for second has gone away. Kat Kaiser tangling with James Miller, although Kaiser, the defending national champion, has been able to continue. Here is the battle for 4th position. No, it's not either. It could be third now. I was trying to figure out who it was first. Kat Kaiser has made up some ground after the skirmish with James Miller, moving by some of the cars that she qualified considerably faster than. She was the pole sitter and was running up in that top 4 battle. Back up to the front of the field. And there's Randy Canfield just moving toward the hook at the end of the back straightaway as Clayton exits that turn and begins his run down the 5,000-foot backstretch. 1 lap car separating the leader from Randy Canfield. Left car. Leader Jean Clayton taking a long way around. Several lap cars are not getting through. Tough place to pass there at the bridge.
Well, of course, they're both concentrating on each other. The front one's watching the one that's behind him. And neither of them are really watching out for anybody else. And when they get a blue flag, which is the passing flag, because they think it's just for themselves, they tend to forget about who else is out there.
But leader Gene Clayton. Gene Clayton takes the low road and gets by. He has a 7-second margin. Randy Canfield second, and Cat Kaiser is climbed back up to the third spot.
Gene Clayton having a lot of trouble with his two back markers.
Randy Canfield, second place car, has quite an advantage over Cat Kaiser. Well back in the field after that scrimmage with James Miller. Canfield appears to be closing the distance, though slightly, as into the pits comes Earl Clemenson of Schaumburg, Illinois, in his Austin Healey Sprite. The leader's problem in lapping by these two slower cars has allowed Randy Canfield to eat up some of what was a 7-second advantage in this H production finale. Down the long backstretch, Clayton at the head of that pack, and there is Canfield just coming into your screen at the bottom in car number 41. If Canfield can dispense with the two lap cars without much trouble, he may have a run at Clayton before we get to the finish line.
He'll probably have the same sort of problem with them, but Clayton here, or not necessarily, may catch up with him in a more advantageous place. They're having a tremendous race for their spot, of course.
Canfield coming out from under the bridge down to the start-finish line. And the two slower cars do get the passing flag. We'll see if that's to advantage as they come to turn one. Clayton, the white car, right of your screen is the leader. Canfield apparently gets by these two without incident, and that's a big break for Randy Canfield, and he has cut Clayton's margin down to just under 4 seconds.
That also allowed the two slower cars to change places too. No, it didn't. The white guy still stayed down in front.
Less than 2 laps to go. You see the ambulance on the course, picking up James Miller, bringing back to the care center to be checked over after going off course following a collision with Cat Kaiser. The leaders up front, Clayton and Canfield, and Randy Canfield is indeed reeling in the 1975 national champion in this class. Canfield, a two-time winner, took the title in 1969 and 1972. Clayton, the white car at the bottom of your screen, moving off to the right. Here is Canfield. Midway down that 5,000-foot back straightaway. Randy Canfield, after a fierce mid-race battle with Cat Kaiser, the defending champion, and James Miller.
Only about 2.5 seconds separated now. Canfield's got any sort of a motor here. He is close enough at that distance to take advantage of Clayton's draft, believe it or not. Even from that far back, it will definitely affect him, especially here at Road Atlanta with long sweeping corners and that long backstretch.
Down through turn 12 and back to the start-finish line. Clayton's 8-second lead evaporated when he had trouble getting through slower traffic. As they come to turn number 1, with 16, 17 laps completed, this is the final lap. 2.5 seconds is the margin as they exit turn number 1 and begin to head up the hill. Gene Clayton in the white automobile. The dark-colored car belongs to Randy Canfield. At the top of your screen, the two enter the S's. Clayton driving out front as he's been since the green flag dropped, and Canfield using every bit of his experience garnered for 2 national driving titles to try to close up and have a run at Clayton before they get to the start-finish line. 3 slower cars ahead as they go into the hook at the far south end of the course could be a factor as we are in the last lap of the H Production National Championship race here at Road Atlanta. Lapped cars about to be lapped, jostling with each other for position as Canfield in the 41 car at the top of your screen has a run at the leader, Gene Clayton. And David, the traffic could decide this race.
If they catch up with those three back markers who are all having a big struggle amongst themselves, as you say, it could very well change the whole face of this race. Canfield's been playing follow the leader for the entire time, and he's right up with him now.
Moving up to the end of the back straightaway. There is Gene Clayton, car number 15, and Randy Canfield in 41. Down the hill comes Clayton, looking for turn number 12, and he will have it all to himself. Checkered flag for Gene Clayton from Poland, Ohio, who brought 4 wins in the Central Division Championship to Road Atlanta. Clayton will win the national driving title in SCCA H production. Randy Canfield denied a 3rd national championship as Gene Clayton picks up his first.
Looking now for Cat Kaiser, who has yet to show.
Here comes Kaiser to the finish. Yeah. He is the youngest driver in the field.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay. They want to interview this guy?
Yeah, in case we do use it, in case we do use it.
Yeah, okay. I suppose you might as well interview him anyway.
You're on! Go into your act! Get upstairs!
Coming into your midway now to go down coming in behind him, and it will be joining Dick Coleman in the winner's circle momentarily is Randy Canfield after an excellent drive and a real tough battle with he and J.E. Miller and Cat Kaiser going at it lap after lap. Canfield is climbing out of his car and is towards the winner's circle. He's unstrapped now. Position there in fifth lane. Give us a room. As she pulls up, and she'll be joining Dick down there in the winner's circle too. So she'll turn it over down to Atlanta, lap record. Gene took Doug Carmine's name out of Road Atlanta record books. Doug Carmine had turned a 146.419 here in 1979. Gene Clayton turned a 144.6 early in the race, maybe quicker as it proceeded.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
Second place finisher,
Watch it.
Randy Canfield.
No, she did. Yeah.
That's your first national championship,
It
right?
sure was.
Well, Gene Clayton, that was a great race. You more or less ran away with it after a bit of a skirmish at the beginning. How was it for you, though?
Oh, it was perfect. I loved every minute of it. I had a little trouble at the beginning, but it just come through with me. I just made it all the way.
You're the youngest driver in the race. Who's the oldest, you or your car?
I think my car. My car's the oldest.
Yeah, we thought your car might be just slightly older than you. You're only 24. Have you got any plans for going bigger and better things in auto racing, like Formula Racing, Can-Am?
I don't know. Maybe something in Can-Am. Not Can-Am, but as part IMSA or something like that. Anything like that. Anything that makes money.
Okay, well, there we have a happy young man, Gene Clayton, 24 years old. First time national champion in H production in the SCCA runoffs here at Atlanta. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the one who had the race. That's exactly what we said. That's exactly what we said.
Do this first, and then you can go into it and get up. Kathy Kaiser, last year's national champion, third in the race this year. Halfway through, you had a bit of an unfortunate incident when you had a slight accident with James Miller. What happened, Kathy?
Well, he tagged me in the rear and spun me around, and I guess he ended up in the guardrail. I was still on the pavement, and I popped the clutch going down the hill the wrong direction, started up and went on my way.
Oh, we all have it in living color. Do you think you could have had the race if it hadn't been for that incident?
Well, I think we were catching him. It would have taken us working with each other rather against each other, and eventually I think we would have got maybe better chance than we had before.
Okay, well, thanks very much, Kathy. National champion last year, only third place runner-up this year. Thanks very much. Okay.
30, the 20,